of the RSS private jet centre. Over behind the small VIP building, I can see the plane, a Gulfstream G550, and on its tail, the Unigram logo. Imagine it. Imagine flying commercial. But more than all this, more than wanting to help an old mate out, I have to admit, great though my lifestyle is at the moment, he's just been describing his endless winter holidays in the Caribbean with supermodels. I sometimes worry my life could be described as a tiny bit vacuous. So I'm retired, but I'm not. Because you have to do something, don't you? You go fucking mad otherwise. So I work occasionally as a consultant. If the project is large enough and the fee, I'll get on a plane. A few years ago, I helped out when Warner Music bought EMI. A few weeks' work for 7 figures that pleasingly provided a bonus opportunity, firing a few clowns who had the temerity to offend me back in the 90s. Like the great man says in Think Big, I love getting even when I get screwed by someone. Always get even. When you're in business, you need to get even with people who screw you. You need to screw them back 15 times. I said I wasn't going to do accents and you were. You need to screw them back 15 times harder. You do it not only to get the person who's screwed with you, but also to show others who are watching what's going to happen if they screw with you. If someone attacks you, do not hesitate. Go for the jugular. That is a verbatim quote from Think Big by Donald Trump. If we remove the word screw or Scrooge from the English language, you have a sort of 4-page book with me. There's also, and I hate to admit this, but there's been a slight niggle I might have got out of the music industry at the wrong time. The music industry, what do you think happened to it? If you ask the man in the street, the average mongoloid shuffling his hump from the boozer to the bookies, you'll get something like the following. Oh yeah, it's over. The internet destroyed the music business. You don't read record companies now. My mate Glenn put his own album out online and sold 800 copies. The gatekeepers are gone, man. I pick up my phone and open my Twitter account. I find a tweet I favourited last week from one Roger McGuinn, former guitar player in 1960s proto-indie losers, the Bucks. Roger says, Pandora played 8 Miles High 228,086 times in the second quarter of 2016 and paid me $1.79. £1.50 for 250,000 plays. After a moment, and even at this ungodly hour of the morning, I am laughing so hard that Graham has to ask me if I'm okay. Now granted, it got a bit scary for a while, back there in the noughties with Napster and everything, but in the end it worked out fine. We did it again. Can you believe it? From sheet music to the 78 RPM shellac disc, to singles and albums, to cassettes, to CDs, to now today the internet, the music industry has once again managed to insert a 10-foot long dildo made of broken glass into the anus of an entire generation of musicians. That royalty break clause, the one that covers all technologies yet to be discovered, the one we've been putting in contracts for the last 30 odd years, that was a fucking doozy. I'd like to go back in time and shake the hand of the scumbag animal lawyer who came up with that beauty. Back in the day, in the late 80s and early 90s, it meant that for a while we got away with paying artists the same royalty on a CD single we sold for £4 as we did in vinyl that sold for half that. Today, it means some songwriter looks at Spotify and sees his 1 million plays have literally earned him a £5. Where's the rest of that money going? Where do you fucking think? The gatekeepers are gone? That's right, mate. They're in your house, eating everything in the fridge and doing your wife. A couple of pages later, as James alluded to there, we get the sort of final reason for his logic coming back. Okay, I confess, there's something I've not been bothered to tell you. Another reason I'm doing all this. I had a moment this winter down in the Caribbean. We were docked in Tobago for a day or two, fucking around the yacht, when suddenly a shadow fell over me. I looked up and saw David Geffen's boat, the Rising Sun, coming into dock beside us. all 453 feet, 5 floors and 82 rooms of it, blocking out the rising sun, looming over us like the Death Star above a Fiat 500. And in that instant, I realised just how fucking poor I was. You think you're a player? I might as well have been downing that pint of tits at Luton Airport myself. I try to repeat the loving mantra I find calms me in moments of stress. I am Stephen Stelfox. I am worth $300 million, but it wasn't working. I stood there with one thought. I need to earn some proper money. Because 300 mil is nothing these days. Throw a stick down Kensington High Street, you hit 5 fucking Russians worth more than that. I need to sort this out. Go big or go home. So I'm going on a journey. Jesus Christ, not that kind of journey. Not the kind of journey the simpering slags, skanks and bum boys think they undertake in the kind of TV programmes you watch. Not the kind of journey celebrities claim to have been on when they're flogging their book or their movie or whatever. These kinds of journeys are all lies, designed to get you to part with your cash. These kinds of journeys imply the people involved have learned something, that they've grown in some way. I will learn nothing. I will not grow. I am fully formed. Come on now, come with me.
So obviously, Kill 'Em All, sequel to Kill Your Friend. You've done one of the things, also with Music from the Big Thing. You've done one of the hardest things of the show. That is to write about music or the music industry. It's a massive, it's just a pitfall there in time. You know, there's a graveyard of books which have tried to deal with the music industry or music itself and just failed. Yeah, it's one good example about music, this Coming Through Slaughter by Niven, which is an entirely different thing. You're uniquely placed because you were in a band, you had a record deal, Wishing the Stones. What was your first band?
Not the one fucking person goes, whoa! Calvert, fuck you.
What was your first band called?
I've got a first band, Jesus Christ.
Rebel Dance!
No, that was the second band. Suspect Device. Hey, I feel like stiff little finger spans in here tonight.
So, like, you've been in a band with a deal, you've been in A&R, you've been a record exec. So, you're uniquely placed. You know, you've probably been involved in bad deals, done bad deals, been on the end of it, perhaps given it to somebody in terms of a deal. Was that why you've actually managed to succeed where so many others have failed? Apart from the fact that you and all that kind of bullshit. You know, is that why you succeeded?
I don't know, I think I can speak for why the first novel, Kill Your Friend, succeeded, I think, in that when you try to create bands and fictionalise musicians, to anybody who knows the subject well, it's very easy to get for it to go tits up, and it reads a bit like Rock Follies, it's just, or when they form
Rock Follies.
At the upper end, I was about to say, or when they form a band in Grange Hill, at the bottom, it kind of feels a bit like that. So, well, the thing I tried doing that bit was, I made up 3 or 4 acts who were central to the plot, but they were surrounded by enough real bands and people, musicians and executives that hopefully the reader felt they were just part of the slipstream of reality. So I think that helped hugely there. And all the other things you talked about, James, I think are true. I felt a bit like I got it from both sides. I'd kind of been in the band and then I'd been the executive maybe. And this book is slightly different in that Stelfox now is, he's 47 now, he's old and he's rich and he's not down the water rats 4 nights a week trying to sign some band. He's trying to engineer a reverse leveraged buyout of a corporation. He's sort of playing at that end of the table. Because that's not mine, I'm not the guy to write that book about somebody who's out in Camden 4 nights a week now. That would fucking kill me, frankly. We're pulling a few pounds tonight and already booking the next 2 days in bed. So it's the set of concerns that the character deals with in this book are different, you know. But one of them is still the music industry, and as he says there, one of the topics that kind of comes through this is I don't know if you know that, but I mean the music industry right now, it's very much boom times again for the major labels. It's a real gold rush in a way they haven't seen since the 90s. Because you have, for the past decade or so, you've had a lot of people like, you know, Spotify or YouTube, all these companies who've built up billion-dollar businesses through basically the abuse of copyrighted material. They're all finally paying. They're not paying anything like they should, and it's certainly not trickling down the pyramid in the way that it should. You know, the Drakes and the Rihannas and the Taylor Swifts, the people at the top are doing fine. But as he says in the novel, where do you fucking think of what that money's going? The record companies are making out like bandits right now. You know, I've only had the foresight to see this when I actually worked in the record industry. Famously, when I was at London Records in 1993 or 94, with some American guys who came to see us, and they wanted to explain to us how the internet was going to affect our business in the future. At that point, nobody apart from the secretaries had a computer, and they would use the internal email to sort of send jokes to each other and stuff. And we kind of thought if you had a computer on your desk, you were a total fucking loser. You just, you know, why bother? So these guys came in, and I think they were looking to set up a company. They wanted 50 grand out of this. They were pitching us this stuff. So they come in, and the guy says, well, you know, in the future, kids are going to buy the music from the internet, and they're going to download it onto their computer, and they'll do it anywhere. They'll do it in planes, trains, cafes, and we're going, will there be sockets for the wires, like in the trains and on the street? And he's going, what? Because it was dial-up, right? It was 15 minutes of that to get your naked photo of Pam Anderson or whatever you were into. It's not, you know. So we just thought, fucking wireless, this guy's a bit fucking mad. So they go on, he says, you know, so we went, and then the CD will come out your computer, like you'll download it and the CD will come out and you print the artwork off in your printer and then assemble the thing in your house. And he's going, no, there won't be any artwork. We went, what? There'll be no artwork, there'll be a CD, I'll just live on your computer. But you know, the kids just want to hear that song, they don't give a shit about all this stuff. So we're like, this fucking kind of mental. well, just so we couldn't get beyond the idea of the CD. So anyway, we send these guys out of there with our boots ringing on their fucking backsides, telling them to go and fuck themselves. Turns out the company they were setting up was called Yahoo. Not that long later, but later, probably over redundancy drinks, we figured out that if we had put 50,000 quid into Yahoo stock in 1994, rather than maybe making the second menswear album, we'd have done better. I think we can all agree that would be a better investment. I tell my son that story and he just looks at me like I should have a bit of straw and a fucking tongue. What's the Woody Allen movie where he's trying to catch the cup with the ball? The Village Idiot. So yeah, after I turned down the internet, Coldplay and Muse, that was a tricky year.
But there are scenes in the book when they're compiling, obviously, uses his track in the basement from all the offcuts. Because you kind of know the nuts and bolts of that scenario, it does work. You know, where other writers have tried to do that, but you do it really simply. But kind of other writers have tried to just show that process in the studio, how just stumbled upon like it is, and then people get it wrong and you go right, so that's why it works sometimes. But we'll move on to another character now, okay?
Okay.
So,